Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. It's my pal Susan, and we are focused on this new year and focusing on both that as a word of the year for Susan and also an application, a way of diving into that, maybe through the Day One program, which for those who don't know, please visit yesandexercise.org. Click on the Day One tab. It's our writing program that helps people look at their lives differently. We're focused on Parkinson's, and at the same time, the program seems to be opening up. But it's got universal appeal because of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey there, and some of the ways we go about the storytelling, which is it's innately human. So when you think about it, our last thought there was, oh gosh, I can use these tools outside of the classroom. That struck you. Why did it strike you?
Well, it's an opportunity that is structured, Robert, in a way that I might not find on my own. I might not default to the steps make sense. And doing all of them, it finishes it in a way. Because this is new for me and huge and very emotional, it's unclear. Well,
Hmm.
but what I think about with the Day One, with the hero's journey, is at some point I have to have that confrontation with myself. I have to say,
Yeah.
okay, these are the issues. Let's talk. And that's going to happen in the ordeal, in the step that in the hero's journey it's called the ordeal. It's helpful to know that. To,
I think you're exactly right, because so many people I think go through not facing it's in my book, that thankfully is coming along. I say denial is the greatest sickness in our society, and that's refusal of the call. That basically it is anything that we choose to act like isn't there, or isn't, we just don't want to face, that will manifest in some form, the way that that we're not looking forward to, and it can be
you're
really
making,
painful.
you I'm about to cry here. My eyes are filled up. My eyes are hot with tears because the notion that I've been refusing real stuff and getting away with it irresponsibly. It's just stunning. It's embarrassing. And I finally felt what the word shame means.
Mm.
And I mean, what a blessing to reach this age and not have really felt that, at least not as a dominant thing. But that word focus made me look at stuff. And
Well,
that's just the tip of the iceberg that's come up so far.
shame is, as our dear friend Brene Brown teaches, one of the master emotions. It is incredibly toxic and powerful, and the fact that you're feeling that associated with that, it gives you at least some root here to say, I understand the realm in which I'm playing, right? I don't have to know the details necessarily, or I'd like to. And the fact too, like you said, that you can say, well, there's a journey, there's a prescription. I don't have to go alone on this. I can put this into play in some fashion. And again, still not know. However, just recognize there's got to be support in my not knowing. And boy, isn't that about as much as any of us can ask for?
Well, it's yes. And I will say when I did the Parkinson's prison, I didn't know the end of that story either.
Yeah.
And I would get these little notions and I'd literally stop myself. I'd be maybe on step 5 or 6 out of 12. And I'd have a little idea about 9 or 10 or 11. And I'd say, no, 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 you're not there yet. You don't know what's coming between here and there. And you can't write that stuff yet because you're not there yet. And this focus thing, I'm even less, it's all emotional right now. I'm not clear about a lot of things.
Well, let's leave it there, because being unclear sounds to a lot of people like, well, wait a minute, don't you have to solve this? And the answer is no. That,
Not all in one gulp,
no.
and it's very freeing to have realized that.
To reiterate what you said earlier, that again is so powerful, the fact that there's a process, that there's a community, you're not going to be alone, and there's a system you feel like you can work within, that speaks agency toward the day one program as strongly as anything I've heard. And thank you for saying it. We'll see you on the next dose.
Mhm.